Hey guys, Koizi here. This video is going to be a sequel to my top 10 underrated movies list from 2021. The only difference is that the sequel list is animation only. Yep, no live action, for the most part, just animation. I think my viewers saw this coming, since this channel is mainly about animated movies. I mean, the videos that get the most views every year happen to be the top 10 best and worst animated films of the year. Maybe it's about time I do top 10 underrated and overrated lists dedicated to just animated features. But, as the secondary countdown of 2025, I'll do the former first. Before I show you this top 10, I made some extra rules this time, besides theatrical and streaming releases only. First off, the animated film on this list has to be something I haven't fully talked about, with the exception of koi reviews. Secondly, it has to be released earlier than 2019, because every animated film from the 2020s is on a countdown already. Last but not least, it has to be an animated film without that much of a cult following, so that means films that are already cult phenomenons such as The Iron Giant and The Secret of NIMH don't really count as underrated anymore, and films that became viral sensations like Monsters vs. Aliens and 8 Crazy Nights already have cult followings big enough, so that all four of these examples can be considered popular over the years. Anyways, here is my list of the top 10 underrated animated features.
And I won't look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
As always, before I start the list, of course, I need some. I want to take a moment to highlight some hidden gems that, while not making the final cut, certainly deserve recognition. These films may not have received a spot on the list, but they are still underrated, for having good storytelling, great animation, and likable characters. The honorable mentions are Mumtia's Tough Love, a surprisingly good animated version of Tyler Perry's Mumtia, with some enjoyable comedy and decent political themes. Dum Duck, a Looney Tunes Christmas, not only the best direct-to-video animated Christmas movie, but also one of the best Looney Tunes movies ever created. Horton Hears Ahu, the greatest Dr. Seuss film adaptation for respecting the book and offering some greatly written chemistry at the same time. These movies may be more flawed than the ones on the list, but that's forgiven due to their ups outweighing those downs. Now, on to the number 10 spot. To start off the actual list, we have to talk about the Disney revival, how long it lasted, and who really kicked it off. The Disney revival itself lasted from 2008 to 2016. And I thought it ended in 2019, just like how the Disney Renaissance ended in 1999. But no, I guess I ranked the sequels in the wrong Disney era. Ralph Breaks the Internet and Frozen 2 are actually the start of something I used to call the streaming era, but actually, the era that lasted from 2018 to present day is the divisive era, where each movie has been released to divided word of mouth. That's a story for another day, since I'm really talking about the first movie of the previous Disney era, and no, it's not Princess and the Frog or Tangled. The movie that truly started that era was Bolt, not just because it's the first Disney animated film executive produced by that one Skydance animation creep, but also because of how good this movie is compared to most of the experimental era. The story is almost fully original, with the setting of a TV show, the mature themes of dark Hollywood, and the unique memorable characters that we see here. Speaking of which, Bolt is pretty much a metaphor for exploited child stars that were often manipulated by their managers. Mittens is the companion that tries to help Bolt face the reality of being a dog, and Rhino is the dog's biggest fan that expects his TV show abilities to happen in real life. The only criticism I would give to Bolt is that the animation on the human characters looks outdated, but that's forgiven, because the rest still looks great to this day. Again, like I said in my Disney ranking, Miley Cyrus deserves to be in more animated films. She did an underrated performance as Penny Forrester, and she is meant for animation.
And I won't look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on It's enough.
Okay, this is one of the two movies that I did a full review on. So I'm gonna tell you why Surf's Up is one of the greatest films from Sony Pictures Animation. Without repeating myself, of course. Similar to what Matt did for his top 10 worst animated sequels with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, I will give you a top 5 within a top 10. Here are the top 5 reasons why Surf's Up is the number 9 underrated animated feature. Number 5. The animation. It offers a great balance between anthropomorphic cartoon and Pixar-styled realism. Number 4. The characters. This movie has a cast of literal birds that feel like actual people. Number 3. The comedy. This movie has natural comedy that's genuinely funny. Number 2. The soundtrack. The songs used in this movie fit the surfing theme very nicely. Number 1. The story. This underdog story of a surfing penguin is told through a mockumentary style that gives off the live-action vibes I want more from animated films. There you go, dudes. Moving on to the next movie.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
This one, I haven't talked about yet. This is the first Western animated feature based on an anime. It comes from a short-lived studio that previously made a terrible reimagining of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, seriously, what was with that TMNT movie? That movie was boring. But Astro Boy, on the other hand, is one hell of an action flick. This unique adaptation of Japanese media has a Pinocchio-like take on Astro Boy that enhances the story of the source material. It has amazing world building, some dark moments, a bunch of likable characters, and it's all packaged in animation that actually aged well. Unlike TMNT, of course, which has really outdated animation, and I mean so outdated that it even looked outdated in 2007. Ouch. The only criticism I would put onto Astro Boy is the unnecessary comic reliefs, which are only there to rip off 2005's robots. Well, it's a good thing that Ultraman Rising didn't do that 15 years later.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
Before you go in the comments, Ready Player One is mostly animated. Sure, there are some live action scenes in the real world, but everything you see in the Oasis is literally animation. The characters are just motion capture animated in the same way as the Image Movers films and the Adventures of Tintin, and the backgrounds are literally computer generated. There is more Oasis than real world in this movie, so that means Ready Player One counts as an animated film on this list. With that said, how is Ready Player One as an animated film? Steven Spielberg did cook with that Tintin movie, and he definitely cooked here. The story is about these young adults participating in a lifelong challenge set in the Oasis, and they have to find the truth about the challenge and the Oasis itself, and the story was as well executed as ever. The animation in question is some of the best animation of the whole 2010 decade, with amazing realism and a lot of diversity with its characters and environments. The characters here are very relatable towards both teens and gamers with their unique personalities and well-written chemistry. This live-action animated modern classic is one of the best original films themed to video games.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
I know that the main rule for these top 10s is theatrical and streaming releases only, but just like my top 10 overrated movies list, also from 2021, I'm making an exception. Due to the extra rules I put for this top 10, I have no choice but to add A. Arnold the Jungle movie. Besides, this film should have been in theaters, instead of that piece of crap movie from 2002. You know exactly what I mean when I say piece of crap movie from 2002. Anyways, what makes the Jungle movie better? First off, this film has a better story that actually develops the characters. The movie is about Arnold and his class going on a trip to San Lorenzo in order for him to find his lost parents. Secondly, the animation got an actual upgrade from the series, despite having to be a TV movie. I mean, look at it. This beats the stuff that Disney Channel puts out this decade, and the stinking Powerpuff Girls movie. So, if you haven't been introduced to A. Arnold yet, this definitely makes a better introduction than that crappy movie from 2002.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
Surprise, I put a tie between two Pixar sequels that not enough of you are appreciating. Speaking of the 2010s, Pixar had their own Bronze Age at the time where most of their outputs are franchise movies and not the original movies that the studio released in the 2000s. Half of these 2010s Pixar films are good, but almost the other half consists of mediocrity. These two follow-ups are part of the former. Cars 3 and Finding Dory are underappreciated improvements on both of their predecessors. They both have touching stories with mild themes, animation that represents how far Pixar has gone since the 2000s, and memorable characters that actually mean something, old or new. 2016's Finding Dory was not Dory's version of Finding Nemo, but instead, an entirely different sequel where Dory herself tries to reunite with family. 2017's Cars 3 is the true sequel to Cars that takes the original theme of racing to an entirely new, emotional level. When it comes to the future of these franchise installments, there should be a third Finding movie in the next decade, but Cars on the other hand. I feel like the whole story of the Cars trilogy is already told, so we don't need a fourth movie. These two movies are just a worthy pair of sequels that provide a great continuation and an epic conclusion respectively.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
Do you know what's better than a pair of sequels? Just one pure original animated feature. This one is from the guy who made Fantastic Mr. Fox. I Love Dogs deserved more praise than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for actually taking the unique risk of being stop-motion and telling a deep story. This story is not just a boy trying to find his dog, but rather an allegory on deportation. The dogs in this movie are treated the same way as a lot of immigrants and US citizens in the second term of the Orange Chicken. The journey that this boy and these dogs go through can be engaging with a lot of heart. The animation is even better than Fantastic Mr. Fox with its realistic designs and its unique world building of Japan and Trash Island. The characters have unique personalities and enjoyable comedy. On a side note, this movie joined the Criterion Collection, so give this one a chance, if you can.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's enough.
Jumping from one stop-motion movie to another, this Japanese-themed action-adventure from Laika Studio is probably, unpopular opinion, the greatest animated film of 2016. Sure, I do love Zootopia for its political themes and world building, but Kubo and the Two Strings stands out to me a bit more thanks to the many risks it took. The story is literally about storytelling, following a kid who goes on a journey which has charms to gather the mystical items from his stories in order to become his own protagonist and defeat his own antagonist. This is literally a kid's story becoming reality, which is quite imaginative. But, do you know what else is imaginative? The stop-motion animation is stylized to look like Japanese paintings in the third dimension. This looks amazing, and there's some CG effects that really blend well with the stop-motion. There's only 3 characters in this movie to follow, yet, these characters are so well written that it really shows how less is more. Also, Kubo and the Two Strings is probably not only the best, but also the funniest movie that Laika Studio has made. If you're a fan of anything Japanese, this makes a great stop-motion movie for you.
And I want to look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay It's enough.
This movie was brought to us by Zack Snyder. Yes, you heard me, Zack Snyder directed an animated film. And oh boy, did Zack Snyder cook with this one. Based on a series of books, Legend of the Guardians is about two owl brothers who become prisoners to an authoritarian tribe. One of them betrays his family and serves the tribe leader, and the other one escapes, and this other owl ends up making friends, and trains to become a warrior. This film gives me young adult fantasy vibes, but in a good way. Even better, this is more adult than Toy Story 3. The animation is photorealistic, yet expressive at the same time, and it especially looks great to this day. I mean, this movie came out 15 years ago, and it looks way better than a lot of today's animated features. This movie could have been the next Harry Potter or Hunger Games, but no, this had to bomb at the box office because of some piece of crap that came out at the same time. Ugh, oh well, if the Owls of Gazwall couldn't do that, at least a Warrior Cats or Shark Wars movie can.
Like a shooting star, I will go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its harms. I don't care.
When it comes to Paramount Animation, the majority of their films are complete garbage. From the SpongeBob sequels to their failed originals to fucking Sherlock Gnomes, Paramount Animation just doesn't know the movie part of an animated movie, do they? But very few of their movies are actually good, like The Tiger's Apprentice, Transformers 1, and this masterpiece right here. The reason that this is number one is thanks to what it does: embracing the dark side of reality. The story is all about feeling empty, even though your life is full. The characters are what you get when bold voice acting meets raw human emotion and complex personality. The stop-motion animation is just one step away from becoming live action. The music in this movie is the precursor to those songs you hear in liminal space and nostalgia videos nowadays. This is not only the best movie that Paramount Animation will ever make, but it is also one of the greatest animated features I had ever seen in my damn life. Anomalisa, the number one most underrated animated feature of all time. And that is all I got for the top 10 underrated animated features. What do you think of this list, and what is your list of underrated animated features? Let me know in the comment section. Why not also like, share and subscribe to my channel for some awesome videos like this one. Better yet, why not go on my Linktree for my socials, and my Venmo and Patreon, just to support projects like my first animated series Game Schooled. Stay tuned for my top 10 overrated animated features. This is Koizi, signing out for next year. In terms of horizontal, long-form videos, of course.